Welcome back to social class, dear students. This is your second video of lesson 3 hydrologic cycle geography. So last class we just concluded up to this components of hydrologic cycle. So what are the components? There are 6 main components of hydrologic cycle. What are they? Evapotranspiration, second one is condensation, third one is precipitation, fourth one is infiltration, fifth one is percolation, and sixth one is runoff. So these were the 6 main components we saw in the last class, and today we'll just start from the first component, evapotranspiration. Evapotranspiration. It is defined as the total loss of water from the earth through evaporation from the surface water bodies and the transpiration from vegetation. So what is this evapotranspiration? Transpiration is nothing but the total, it is defined as the total loss of water from the earth through evaporation. Okay, total loss of water from the earth through evaporation from the surface water bodies and the transpiration from vegetation. Okay, vegetation is nothing but plants and trees. Okay, in cropped area it is difficult to determine the evaporation and transpiration separately. So in the cropped area it's very difficult to determine the evaporation and transpiration separately. Okay, therefore it is collectively called as evapotranspiration. The following part explains the process of evaporation and transpiration separately. So here we could see the picture in page number 106. It says about evapotranspiration. So here evaporation occurs from where? From vegetation, from plants and trees. Okay, from here you could see transpiration occurs from tree. So this is ground side, evaporation happens the ground surface of the land, and transpiration occurs on the vegetation. Got it? Next is evaporation. So what is evaporation? Evaporation refers to the process in which the liquid form of water changes into gaseous form. So evaporation is nothing but it's a process, liquid form of water changes into what? Gaseous form. That is called as what? Evaporation. Water boils at 100 degree Celsius, that is 212 degree Fahrenheit temperature, but it actually begins to evaporate at 0 degree Celsius, that is 32 degree Fahrenheit, and process takes place very slowly. Temperature is the prime element which affects the rate of evaporation. There is a positive relationship between these two variables: areal extent of surface water, wind, and the atmospheric humidity or the other variables which affect the rate of evaporation. So you have this in short answer. Okay, next, the atmosphere gets nearly 90% of moisture from the ocean, seas, lakes and rivers through evaporation, and 10% of the moisture from plants through transpiration. So atmospheric, it gets nearly how many percentage of moisture? 90% of moisture from oceans, seas, lakes and rivers, okay, through evaporation, and 10% of the moisture from the plants through transpiration. Okay, on the global scale the amount of water gets evaporated is about the same as the amount of water delivered to earth as precipitation. This process varies geographically as evaporation is more prevalent over the oceans than precipitation, while over the land precipitation routinely exceeds evaporation. The rate of evaporation is low during the periods of calm winds than during windy times. When the air is calm, evaporated water tends to stay close to the water body. During windy, the water vapor is driven away and is replaced by dry air, which facilitates additional evaporation. So next, do you know the rate of evaporation increases with increase in wind speed. So increase in wind speed. Next one, increase in temperature, decrease in humidity, increase in areal extent of surface water bodies. Next, coming to transpiration. So transpiration refers to the process by which the water content in the plants are released in the atmosphere in the form of water vapor. So what is transpiration? It refers to the process by which the water content in the plants, okay, the water content in the plants are released into the atmosphere in the form of what? Water vapor. That is called as what? Transpiration. Much of the water taken up by plants is released through transpiration. The rate of transpiration is also affected by the temperature, wind and humidity. The rate of transpiration is also affected by nature of vegetation and the method of cultivation of crops. Next, coming to condensation. It refers to the process in which the gaseous form of water changes into liquid form. So what is condensation? A process in which gaseous form of water changes into liquid form is called as what? Condensation. Condensation generally occurs in the atmosphere when warm air rises, cools and loses its capacity to hold water vapor. As a result, excess water vapor condenses to form cloud droplets. Condensation is responsible for the formation of clouds. So condensation is only responsible in the formation of what? Clouds. These clouds produces precipitation, which is the primary route for water to return to the earth's surface in the water cycle. Condensation is the opposite of evaporation. Next, coming to forms of condensation. So what are the forms of condensation? First one is dew. So dew. Next one is frost, fog, mist and clouds are the different forms of condensation. So we will see what are they in detail. So first comes dew. It is a water droplets formed by the condensation of water vapor on a relatively cold surface of an object. It forms when the temperature of an object drops below the dew point temperature. So next comes frost. The ice crystals formed by deposition of water vapor on a relatively cold surface of an object is known as frost. It forms when the temperature of an object drops below the freezing point of temperature. Next comes to fog. Fog is a suspended tiny water droplets or ice crystals in an air layer next to the earth's surface that reduces the visibility to 1000 meter or lower. For aviation purpose, the criterion for fog is 10 km or less. Next one is mist. Mist is the tiny droplets of water hanging in the air. These droplets form when the water vapor in the air is rapidly cooled, causing it to change from invisible gas to tiny visible water droplets. Mist is less dense than fog. Next, coming to clouds. Clouds consist of tiny water droplets or ice particles which are so small and light in weight. Clouds are formed by microscopic drops of water or by small ice crystals. The size of the droplets generally range from the couple of microns to 100 microns. When the size of the water droplets exceeds 100 microns, it becomes rain drops. Next, coming to condensation. Do you know condensation occurs when the air gets saturated? So what is saturated? Saturated is nothing but moisture. Okay, saturated is nothing but moisture. Okay, warm air can hold more water vapor than the cool air. Saturation occurs when the temperature drops down. So what is saturation occurs when the temperature drops down. Next one is precipitation. So what is precipitation? Precipitation refers to all forms of water that fall from clouds and reaches the earth's surface. So it refers to all forms of water that falls from the clouds and which reaches the earth's surface. For the occurrence of precipitation, cloud droplets are ice crystals must grow heavy enough to fall through the air. When the droplets grow large in size, they tend to fall. While moving down, by collecting some small droplets, they become heavy enough to fall out of the clouds as raindrops. So next comes forms of precipitation. So what are the forms of precipitation? We'll see. The form of precipitation is the region depends on the kind of weather or the climate of the region. The precipitation is in the warmer parts of the world is always in the form of rain or drizzle. So the precipitation in the warmer parts of the world is always in the form of rain or drizzle. In the colder regions, precipitation may fall as snow or ice. Common types of precipitations are rain, sleet, freezing rain, hail and snow. So rain, the most common kind of precipitation is rain. The precipitation in the form of water droplets is called rain. The precipitation in which the size of raindrops are lesser than 0.5 millimeter in diameter is known as drizzle, and the raindrops with higher, that is 0.5 millimeter in diameter, is known as rain. Generally, drizzle takes place from stratus clouds. Next, coming to sleet. The precipitation which takes place in the form of mixture of water droplets and tiny particles of ice, that is 5 millimeter in diameter, is known as sleet. So sleet, we could say in Tamil we could say pani podivu, that is called as what? Sleet. Okay. Sometimes raindrops fall through a layer of air below 0 degree Celsius, the freezing point of water. As they fall, the raindrops freeze into solid particles of ice. So the mixture of water droplets and ice particles would fall on the earth's surface. So next, coming to freezing rain. Sometimes raindrops falling through cold air near the ground do not freeze in the air. So what is freezing rain? Sometimes the raindrops falling through cold air near the ground do not freeze into the air. Instead, the raindrops freeze when they touch a cold surface. This is called freezing rain, and drops of water are usually greater than 0.5 millimeter in diameter. Next one is hail. So hail in Tamil we say Alangatti, right? Alangatti Malai, fine. So hail, the precipitation which consists of round pellets of ice which are larger than 5 millimeter in diameter is called as hail or hailstones. Hail forms only in cumulonimbus clouds during thunderstorms. A hailstone starts as an ice pellet inside a cold region of a cloud. Strong updrafts in the cloud carry the hailstone up and down through the cold region many times. Next, coming to snow. Snow in Tamil we say pani, right? Pani Malai. Often water vapor in a cloud is converted directly into snow pieces due to lowering of temperature. It appears like powdery mass of ice. The precipitation in the form of powdery mass of ice is known as snowfall. It is common in the polar and high mountainous region. So you could see the picture in page 108. So rain they have given. Sleet. Okay, sleet is what? Pani podivu, right? Next one is freezing rain. So urai pani malai. Fine. Freezing rain is nothing but in Tamil we say urai pani malai, and hail is alangatti malai. Snow is pani, right? So all these only we saw just now. So next one is infiltration. We'll just stop up to this. Next class we shall start from infiltration. Thank you and take care, children.